Hi guys, today I want to go over how to do the punching because last time we did an entry and Tyler comes in, I did this kind of work and a lot of you messaged me on different follow-ups because you said I went too quick and I apologize. So in Chinese martial art, basically we have three categories. Kun, Zheng, Ji. Kun means the fist, Zheng is the palm strike, and I'll probably do another episode on it, and Ji is anything pointy, literally means finger. So like the buji, snake tongue, chicken heart fist, phoenix eye fist, chop shot. So you look at the fist like a butt of a baseball bat. The palm strike's the same using the heel, and the pointy stuff is more like a screwdriver. Everything has its pros and cons. The most damage obviously is the pointy stuff, but if you don't condition your hands enough, your hand will probably break. The palm strike keeps your hand relatively safe, but if you miss and connect with the wrong end, your wrist breaks. So everything is plus and minus. The fist is the most natural, required at least training, but most people tape their hands up and wear gloves, right? But in a real situation, you don't have that luxury, so you might damage your fist. With that said, I'm going to give you a different punching method, just a brief example based on the amount of time you have to train. So if Tyler punches and up here, this kind of punching, very common in Wing Chun, is good if you don't have a lot of time to train, so you have to hit a guy quite a bit. But if you don't have any time to train, you're not going to get much power off the short strike. So this kind of work, you probably get a lot of power even without a lot of training at all because you're torquing your body, but there's a disadvantage. Because if I was in that situation and I'm here, if Tyler ducks a bit and I put all my weight in, I'm going to probably fall on my butt, right? So everything is plus and minus. If, on the other hand, you start doing a lot of Qi Gong, then your punching changes, right? If I'm here, then you can actually get a lot of power just without even using much of this, right? You can start hitting without having to do big torques. Or here, right? You can start throwing with your fist. So it depends on how much you can train. And that's with the wiggles that we do in Qigong. But if you move from here, if that comes in, now you can hit you can only do this light, like a compound hit. You hit here, you hit here. So your fist starts bouncing off from one line to another. Right? And it's hard for him to track because I'm not doing this. Whereas if I'm here, Tyler can counter this, right? And I have to do something else. So if he's here, he counters, I have to do something else. But if I start weaving my fists around, it's very hard for him to counter because he can't really see it. Try to block that, Tyler. From here, it's really hard to block that because it comes off an odd angle, right? You're in. It's an odd angle. He tries to block, it's an odd angle, right? Then you start skipping the beat where you just go up the arm. So in the event that he doesn't get knocked out, because you don't hit hard enough, it turns into a throw right away. Let's see that slow. You hit, he doesn't get knocked out, your hand turns. So to hit him twice, you don't have to go 1, 2. Instead, you go 1, and right from there you go for a throw. If you can do that with this hand, you can do this with this hand. So now, let's see that slow. You hit him once, you hit him twice, and this hand's already going. And then this turns into a throw. So that's 4 hits, but it looks like I moved twice. So that's the advantage. If you start mixing, you're hitting with Qigong. When we get back, we'll talk more about this. Hi guys, so the concept's actually pretty simple. What kind of a tack that you use with your punching? Like, am I gonna punch like this? Am I gonna punch like this? Am I gonna punch more like this? Or am I gonna punch more weavy? People like to argue what's the best technique, but they don't take into account, it really depends on how much time you have to train. If you got, some time to train, you can get a lot of power like this. But if you don't have much time to train at all, it's gonna be difficult for you to get knocked out power from a short distance. Maybe you only have 15 minutes to train or half an hour to train. In that case, if you do a big momentum shot, you get a lot more power without very much training. But everything's plus and minus. When you do a big motion, it leaves you wide open. On the other hand, maybe you're older and your joints are hurting. Instead, you do a lot of Qigong. In that case, as I demonstrate today, you're gonna be able to get a lot of power without taxing your body that much. That's why I like to fuse Wing Chun with Qigong or internal martial art. If you're interested in training in my new program, I only have one official website, is adamchanlive.com. Follow the links below in the description. See you next time.